Philadelphia or everywhere?
So this is a video of the happenings that were seen in Philadelphia under the watch of the whole world and with the instructions from Donald Trump. So this has sparked mixed reactions amongst black because they feel that their history is being erased so that they don't question whatever happened in the past. Because the white man now believes that if blacks will be told of what happened in the past, then they will outrageously seek for explanation and compensation. So this is something that is very surprising, and I want you to watch the reactions of different people, more so the black Americans, on what they feel about this. So let us watch and react to it in the end.
Cole was trying to get me, but I'm not going to let it win. All right, so today they began taking down the slavery memorial in Philadelphia. Out of nowhere, it was actually closed for renovations. And if you don't know where the slavery memorial is, it's actually at the home of the former president, George Washington. So Trump decided as soon as the monument opened back up that he would go ahead and take down the slavery memorial monument that is there along the side of the building. The workers began taking them down this morning. So what do you guys think about this? I have a lot of opinions, but these random things of just waking up and just putting things on the list just to, like, I don't know, poke the bear in a sense. However, legal groups on the ground are going ahead and already threatening legal action because it's desecrating a monument, essentially, that is marking what George Washington did, and he owned slaves, and we know he also had slave teeth. Okay, that got dark, sorry. But tell me how you guys feel about this. I think there should be a rule put in place that historical buildings that are there for significance of actual events, because for some reason they keep trying to deny slavery happened and change the narrative, that they cannot be touched. History should not be touched unless it was told wrong. And slavery, there are too many voices to be wrong. Don't forget
the federal government coming to Philadelphia to take down the slavery exhibit down at the darn National Independence Park down in Old City is so important, especially with all of this happening right before freaking Black History Month and right after Martin Luther King's Day. This is very, very important, and we all need to bring awareness to this, especially the fact that the darn federal government and Trump administration talking about the reason why they're doing so is because it is a negative depiction of American history to bring up or tell the story of the 9 slaves that George Washington had in his house. What? It's the facts. It's what America was built on, the backs of slaves. That story needs to be told. The White House was built by slaves. Like, I don't understand how that is a negative depiction of America's story. It's the facts. It actually is an accurate depiction of American stories. And the fact that you want to quiet or hush it or remove it says what you truly feel about America. That you got to hide or cover up some things, you know it wasn't right. Cheryl Parker, we need those plaques back up. Okay, actually make them bigger. We need them enlarged this time. We need this story to be spoken everywhere. Like, it needs to be posted, reposted everywhere. It needs to be plastered everywhere. We need the story of them 9 slaves told everywhere. Actually, somebody make it into a play. Make it into a play. I don't like people trying to erase stories of slavery just because it makes certain people uncomfortable. True stories need to be told. The truth need to be heard.
Baby, I saw that Trump had his national park peeps take down the slavery exhibit in Philadelphia. Honey, let me tell you something. No matter what you have taken down, no matter what you do not acknowledge when it comes to Black history, baby, it does not change the fact that it did not happen. And those of us that know our history, we know that it happened. So I don't know what you think you're doing by getting it removed. Again, it does not change the fact that it didn't happen. I don't know what your goal is with removing all these things when it comes to slavery and Black history. In my household, we know our history. And we damn sure know our Black history. So again, what you think you're doing, baby, that's nothing, because it still exists in history. It doesn't go anywhere.
So Trump is removing history again, you guys. We all know about the book bans. We know about everything that's been going on. At the Independence National Historic Park, President's House in Philadelphia, you know, where exhibits on people who George Washington enslaved, they are being removed after Trump administration ordered reviews of content deemed to be disparaged. America, right, y'all? And it's a state-sanctioned amnesia that's happening right now. You know, this is what Hitler did. This is what so many other people have done to erase history, but good thing we have people like me and others who are actually keeping up with things that's happening around the world. The National Park Service began removing a slavery memorial at the President's House in Philadelphia on Thursday afternoon, which was yesterday. An exhibit that opened in 2010 and honored the lives of 9 people held there who were basically enslaved by the President George Washington, y'all. ABC News Philadelphia station WPVI captured the video on Thursday afternoon of NPS staffers taking down the boards and panels that told the stories of Austin, Christopher Shields, Giles Hercules, Joe Richardson, Maul Oni Judge, Paris, and Richmond. Okay, y'all. Michael Cord, a Philadelphia attorney who founded an advocacy group that fought for slavery memorial at the President's House for decades, told ABC News that his group is avenging his ancestors' coalition, you guys, and is planning to announce powerful action shortly in response to the removal of this history. Now, Interior Department, which oversees the National Park Services, confirmed to ABC News in a statement on Thursday night that by, removing the exhibit honoring the 9 enslaved people, the department is complying with President Trump's order, and the Department of the Interior is implementing Secretary Order 3431, okay, y'all, which carries out President Donald J. Trump's executive order on restoring truth and sanity to American history. The statement said the president has directed federal agencies to review interpretive materials to ensure accuracy, honesty, and alignment with shared national values. Okay, y'all. Following completion of the required review, the National Park Service is now taking action to remove or revise interpretive materials in accordance with orders that Trump has done. Trump executive order directs Burgum to restore parks, monuments, memorials, statues, markers, and similar property that were proportionally or reportedly created, a certain type of history that he don't want us to be told at this point. We're just going to put it like that. I don't give a fuck what y'all say, because you can't just erase history. You can't just say, oh, I want to make America look a certain type of way. Just tell it like it is, how we already been doing. He said it's created a false revision of history or improperly minimized or disparaged certain historical figures or events. He said the order specifically mentions Independence National Historical Park and directs Burgum to restore it ahead of the U.S. 250th birthday celebrating next summer. Now, the Secretary of Interior shall provide sufficient funding as available to improve the infrastructure of Independence National History Park, which shall be completed by July 4th, 2026, the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, the executive order says. Mind you guys, that's bullshit. But let's talk about one time. Since you want to erase some history, you guys ever heard of the Dakota 38? Right, so ordered by the famous U.S. President Abraham Lincoln, right, December 26, 1862, Dakota 38 prisoners were executed and an estimated 4,000 spectators crammed the streets of fucking Mankato, Minnesota. So what's happening in Minnesota right now, you guys, it's no coincidence. It's no fucking coincidence, all right? And the men that sang a Dakota song as white muslin, basically coverings, were pulled over their faces, right, y'all? It's sad as hell. It was Dakota 38 plus 2. The largest fucking lynching in history, they claim. The largest history of lynching, they claim. And you had 4,000 white men and women standing outside cheering this shit on. I always thought it was very barbaric anytime I watched, movies like The 300 and things like that, to see people want people to be outside fighting for their lives and getting slaughtered and things like that. It just shows me how, people.
The history of slavery have been taught for the longest time amongst different schooling or curriculums, and people have always been made to understand whatever happened during those times, what caused the slavery, and how it ended. That history was meant to educate people on the dangers that people faced during these slavery periods. It was meant to enlighten the world that slavery wasn't a good thing and it went against the codes of humanity. And if these histories are being erased under the watch of Trump's administration, then it shows that he wants to bring or sneak back these slavery actions back because he feels that it is time to have full control of the blacks. He feels that if blacks are given the freedom, if they understand whatever they went through, then this is a danger to white supremacy. So he has to do this, and we expect a lot more to happen. This one of Philadelphia is just but the beginning. There's a lot happening regarding the control of the black race. If you look at how Africa is being treated currently, a lot of dictatorship through the puppets of the whites have been imposed on the people. Look at what is happening in Uganda, whereby Museveni uh, just forced himself on the people and is killing anyone who tries to protest at the glare of the world. No one is speaking about it. No action has been taken about it. We saw Trump venturing into affairs of Venezuela. Why is he ignoring this one of Uganda? That is a question that we have to ask ourselves. And if you're watching us, I want you to share your thought on this because that is how we interact and know where the world is headed. Also, subscribe to this channel and like and share our content. Thank you and may God bless you.